I'm Tammy Jones, and I am the 2014 U.S. Amateur Champion.
I'm Linda Wang, and I'm the 2017 U.S. Amateur Champion.
My name is Dana Aft, and I am the 2013 U.S. Amateur Champion.
My name is Kenneth Brisbane, and I am the 2014 U.S. Amateur Champion! Yes! Yeah, baby!
Welcome back, folks, to coverage of the U.S. Amateur Championship from Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida, brought to you by the American Pool Players Association. Semi-final round action getting ready to start here at Strokers. We've got Dan Gambill from Hickory, North Carolina against defending champion Blake Baker. Shot of Blake there. Blake lost his first match here at this year's U.S. Amateur Championship. A Hill nail biter, has worked all the way back through the one-loss side of the bracket. This is a race to 7, combination of 8-ball and 9-ball. We'll see 5 games of 8-ball before they switch over to the 9-ball set. We'll see up to 8 games of 9-ball, depending on how the race goes. I mentioned this is a double elimination tournament. Both these players have now absorbed a loss, so the loser will be out and will finish in 3rd place. The winner will face Jason Shearman, who awaits in the final round. Blake Baker will have the break here in the 8-ball set.
And you speak of that first loss in this 128-man board. Done that before. I think it takes 14 matches to come back and win the tournament.
Wow. Yeah, he asked me.
Somewhere around that, 13 or 14.
He asked me outside. He said, have you ever had somebody make it this far that lost in the first round? Offhand, I don't know. I don't recall. I mean, that's quite a ways to go. So regardless of what happens here, I think he can be pretty satisfied with the way that he's defended his title, although I know he wants a lot more than that. He's not going to be satisfied, but
that would be a week or two
from now. My take on it is that he's had a heck of a follow-up, but he's looking for more.
Big shot. If he makes this, he should get out. So many times that first shot in 8-ball is like, especially in the rules we're playing, you're limited sometimes after the break, and that first shot really is the determining factor if you're going to run out or not. Just really makes the game. Now Dan in a great spot. He's got a bunch of stripes congested, but they're all stripes, meaning there's no solids in the way over here. So he should be able to manufacture getting out here, I would think. He's got a little angle here. He may spin this a little bit. Okay, didn't have to. He's got the 15 near. He's going to have to clear the 14, I think, to play the 11. Maybe the 11 goes by, but not something you'd want to do. So it'd be like take care of the 10. Maybe, did he get enough angle? All right, he's good. He's got a couple of different ways he can do this. He can shoot the 14, get on the 9, then play the 10, 11 last. I think I'd take the 10 away myself. Yeah, and come out and shoot the 14, then the 9, 11, I think. I guess the 11 goes. He's not looking to really, he didn't get as much angle on the 14 now, so actually is a little tougher shot to move the cue ball into position, but he's got, 9 goes in the corner also, so. Well, he kind of just got that in between here. So he may have to either really work the cue ball from the 9 to the 11 or take the tougher shot on the 11 down the rail. We'll see. Looks like he can really let the stroke out and draw the cue ball with low left and come 2 rails back underneath the 11. That's tough.
You can see the tournament team quickly constructed that pit area now around the final table. They went to work after that last match.
All right, big shot here in the semifinal in the first game. Confidence booster. If he makes it, he probably gets out. Overcut it just a little. So Blake now in a great position. And Blake is a little faster rhythm player for sure, but it takes that time when he needs it. Caught that one a little heavy to the hole. He'd like to squeeze the cue ball off the rail a little bit more. Now he's got to take on a little bit tougher shot.
You consider yourself a faster player, slower player, middle of the road? What?
You know, most considered me a slower player for many
Okay.
years, but to be honest with you, I had to use a lot of like powder every shot. So once I went to the glove, I realized I wasn't really that slow of a player. It was a maintenance thing for me.
Yeah.
But I'm not a fast player by any means.
Do you feel like that has an impact on an opponent if you play them and they're more of a fast player like Blake? You know, I mean, can you kind of, if you slow things down, does that throw them a little bit in their game?
Some of them.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more or less not necessarily the fast style. It's just a matter of how they, keep their mental game, So Blake, of course, he's played plenty of guys that are slower, and he's just sitting there waiting for his opportunity. It seems like to me it wouldn't bother him too much.
The game within the game.
Yeah. Uh-oh. That's going to hurt. He may have to take on a bank now. Can't reach that ball, and it's moving away from the 5 in the wrong direction. So he's going to be a little upset, a little light with the cue ball there. And like I said, he may have to take on a cross-side bank. Yeah, see, he can't hardly reach this. Only makes it a very difficult shot. But the cue ball's moving away from position, so. I think he's got to take the bank. I think anyways. One thing is he could try to roll the 4 real lightly. If he makes it, he have maybe a tough 5 in the side, but if he missed it, he probably left the cue ball real long on the 9 and maybe cover up the pocket for the 11, making things difficult for Dan. That is quite a bit of cut on that bank there. I think he can play the bank, though. I really do. I've seen Blake bank at the ball. He banks them pretty well. That area is originally from them. Guys play a bit of bank, so. Okay, he's going to try and reach this somehow, I think. I don't know if he can even reach it that way. Man, nice to be young.
That was exactly what I was thinking. It's when the yoga pays off on the pool table.
Yeah. I really do think he's just got to take the cross side. I mean, just don't see any other. Yeah, just pull the cue ball out. All right. What's going to happen here? Just overcut the bank a little. So Dan's got to get another chance in a spot he probably wasn't thinking he's going to get back to the table.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's looking at, am I going to just catch the 5 a little bit? The thing is, you don't want to get over the 5, so go ahead and bump it and get freed up from it, if that's the case. Yeah, like, he still got over it a little bit. Didn't bump it as much as he probably thought he was going to, Jason, so even though he's straight, definitely no hanger. Yeah. Didn't think it was easy once he got elevated. And he didn't leave anything too easy for Blake either. So Blake's going to see if he can roll this ball in and get to the 5. So you saw where Blake was looking. He's not going to get close to the 5. The main thing is here, don't take your eye off the 4.
Pockets that 4 in the side. A lot of ground to cover here. Takes a quick spin around the table to get one last look.
Yeah, a little reset. And the thing about when you're playing this game is decisions are one thing, but when you commit to the shot, you can overcome a little bit of a bad decision. So
Opportunity now for Blake to take an early lead in this race to 7. The defending champ looking to work his way into the finale once again. Oh, rattles that 8-ball in the corner.
yeah, it didn't leave it easy, but something we didn't expect, that's for sure. That one was missed a little bit, but the pockets definitely have tightened up over the few days. Thin cut here. Good
Got
shot.
it. All right, so Daniel Gambill will take the advantage. 1-0 lead in this race to 7. Maybe some early jitters there by both these players. A couple balls we maybe would have expected them to make.
Yeah, and you know, you saw Blake take a little extra time. I wouldn't say that was any cause of the miss at all. I actually kind of liked it. Just something was telling him to, you know, like I said, reset. One thing you can see about Blake, though, he forgets about those misses quickly. Can't run this deep in the tournament and, you know, carry that baggage with you, because he's definitely had some mistakes through the tournament. You just can't play this many matches without him. But
Yeah, I really wondered how he'd respond to that first round loss against Ernesto. Such a tight match, and then to drop it and to know that, you know, day one, you know, you got a long way to go back. And
yeah,
he's continued to fight, so.
well, he played well in that match. He got to the hill first, and then Ernesto just last couple games didn't really let Blake do much. So a lot of movement on the 8-ball that time. Looks like he's made a stripe, and he's got a nice starter on the 9. Not too tough a shot, and the stripes are very open. So I would, you know, used to be a betting man, and if I was still a betting man, I would have to bet he runs out from here. Well, he's taking on the 10. That's surprising. Looks like the 9's a little easier shot than the 10 to me. And the 9 opens up the 11 as well, but hit it perfect.
Daniel's trying to secure his place in the final for just the second time. He has 13 appearances here at the U.S. Amateur Championship. Finished runner-up in 2016 to Brian Parks. He'd love another chance at it. That extended race. Another chance at Jason Shearman, too, who knocked him to the one-loss side of the bracket.
Well, he's in a great spot now. He can shoot the 9. He can shoot the 11 too. It looks like in the side he's considering that, but yeah, he could shoot the 11-9. I thought he might shoot the 9-11-14 first, but you know, this works as well. Now he's got to draw the cue ball back a little bit. Now he's looking at, where do I want to get on this 14? Where I'm not going to have any issues getting on the 15, because the 15 is near the 8.
Got a player tuning in all the way from Japan. Hidemi Kagiso? I might have butchered that name, but
the Japanese names, for some reason, they aren't too difficult for me.
But hello to you all the way over in Japan. Hope you're enjoying this coverage of the U.S. Amateur Championship taking place at Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida.
All right, Dan Gambill.
2-0 lead.
Yeah.
Good start for Daniel.
And he chose the 8-ball with Blake having the break, so wanting to, you know, definitely do well in this part of the session, and obviously both parts, but feeling like the 8-ball gives him the best chance to get the lead. Been a pretty common thing. I think only one time in this.
That's what I was saying earlier. I think I remember one match
time,
where they, at least that we streamed, where they started, and that might have been in the ladies.
No, that was
that in the men?
yeah, I'm trying to think which match it was yesterday early. Might have been for day one, but definitely one of the matches we had.
Okay.
And it was two really good players, too. I'm trying to remember who it was.
Do we have any players from Idaho this year? I don't believe so. We don't have... I guess we have leagues in Idaho, some leagues. I don't know that we had any players from Idaho, though. Of course, you don't necessarily have to be an APA member to play in the U.S. Amateur Championship.
Yeah.
It's open to both members and non-members, but...
I had a few friends ask me about that last night.
Yeah.
I told
Open
them
to anybody.
Yeah, I don't believe you have to, play a full season of APA or anything like that. You just have to.
You got to win that preliminary is what you got to do,
That's
and that's
right.
the hard part. Now, you do get a discount if you're an APA member
Mm.
that basically works out to paying a membership, so you're... Oh, Boise, Jeremy McKinney, okay. So we did have somebody from Idaho.
All right. The 7's a problem. Stripes, solids other than that, not too bad. Stripes have issues as well. The 2 and the 4 are really stopping some things. So he may take a chance of shooting the 4 here with the 6 near and just go up and bump the 13 just lightly. Just one rail lightly. He tried to get into him more. I thought he would just ease up into there because doesn't need a whole lot. Remember that when you're breaking balls out, especially when they're not on the rail. To separate them, you don't need a lot of speed. Just a little bump speed will usually work.
Mm-hmm. Nick Blake did go undefeated 2 years ago when he won the U.S. Amateur Championship, November 2019. So yeah, that lost Ernesto in the first round. The first time he's experienced anything but victory here at the U.S. Amateur Championship. So
yeah, I might use the 6 to bump these balls right here. The 6 looks just perfect. You can even play shape on the 7 without bumping it. But I wouldn't mind if he did bump it with the 1-4 near. Really hard to figure not to get a shot. You see how that one he's okay. The 7 goes in the opposite side. So doesn't have to shoot the 5 now if he doesn't want. He can shoot the 2 first and then get on the 5. 7 also goes by the 14 in that upper right corner that we're looking at the screen now. So if he feels like it's a missable 5 ball, he doesn't have to take it on now. He can shoot the 2 first and get a little better on the 5. Like that. I like that decision there. He just got 3 or 4 inches better on it. Now he doesn't really have to worry about going too much into the 9. So huge shot here, which they all are. Yeah, just timing's off a little bit for Blake. Okay, now Dan in a great spot here. Watch out, cue ball. Kind of just roaming a little bit. Okay, got on the 13. Looked like he was going to get maybe in no man's land there for a second.
this is the semifinal round, so Jason Shearman awaits the winner of this match.
I'd like to go forward here and get on the 12 if I can and get that out of the way and then shoot the 9-15 last. He's stunning over. I think he was stunning to get on the 9 really right there and just kind of overcooked it. So now it should be the 15-9-12. 8's way up table there, so you don't want to use the 9 to get on there. And you don't want to shoot the 9 now because it's missable. No reason to take on a missable shot unless it just has to be. Just 15-9-12. Should work just fine. And that's okay there. Perfect. Well, I wouldn't say perfect, but pretty good. big miss there. Didn't leave anything too easy, but the 7's definitely playable. So they should shoot the 7, try and hold for the 1. Shouldn't be a problem. Little beside the 12. Okay, running the cue ball. Gets on the rail over there. Things could be tricky. I think he's all right. So 5 does pass the 12, I believe. So he's going to have to work the cue ball from the 1 to the 8. So it's going to be some cue ball movement there, Jason. Should draw and bounce off the rail. Nice.
Just as you predicted.
And now he's got a little nice angle. He can drag the cue ball to the right of the 12 a little bit. Doesn't have to get all the way down. Just a little past the headstring be plenty.
Chance for Blake to pull within 1 game here.
Yeah, a huge game. 3-0, boy. That looks a lot different than 2-1.
Blake Baker now on the board. Trails by just 1 game here. In this race to 7, this will be the 4th of 5 games of 8-ball. As you see Daniel Gambill prepare the rack here. This is the semifinal round of the U.S. Amateur Championship. Jason Shearman, Port St. Lucie, Florida, waiting patiently for an opponent in the final round, which will be an extended race to 11, single elimination in the finals. Been a great week here at Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida. Looks like the players are going to take a quick break. While they do that, we are going to take a quick break ourselves. Be right back in just a moment.
Each year, thousands of people from all walks of life head to Las Vegas, chasing a dream.
Pockets the 8-ball, avoids the scratch. What a match.
What a match. What a comeback.
What begins as a hobby on a pool table in their local bar or pool room evolves through hard work, dedication, and even luck.
Here it goes again. Oh my God.
Wow.
Into something bigger, something greater than anything they could have ever imagined.
I've got a 14-year-old boy at home that we play a lot in my garage, and because of that, he got to see me win this thing, and that's huge for me and him.
Few ever envisioned playing on a stage of this magnitude. But once they step foot into a sea of pool tables, as far as the eye can see,
317 tables at this year's event. We like to call it pool playing heaven.
the dream has been realized, and the competition begins. For nearly 10 days, they live this dream. And for a select few who manage to persevere, they return home champion.
All right, we are back here at Strokers. Blake Baker now with the break. It's that 9-ball to drop in the lower pocket. Quite the lineup of balls there on that far rail, though. Should make for an interesting rack here. Blake Baker taking a good look at this layout. Again, he did pocket the 9 on the break. Again, you can follow all the players that competed in this year's event at CompuSport.us. So if you want to see how Jeremy McKinney or Ernesto Bayawa or any of the other great players that made it here to Tampa did, you could do that again. CompuSport.us. You can look at the overall bracket. You can enter a player's name, and it'll pinpoint them on the bracket for you. Question about whether Shearman has played either of these players in the past. He just played Dan Gamble in the hot seat match, so certainly familiar with Daniel. I don't know that he has played, certainly not this year, has not played Blake Baker. Whether they've played in the past or not elsewhere, I'm not sure. Blake being kind of a West Coast guy and Jason on the East Coast. Maybe not. I don't know if they would have ever crossed paths.
Trying to think of an event that, maybe something in Vegas, right? Possibly.
Potentially, maybe, yeah.
Seems like we all cross paths in Vegas at one time or another.
We've all done a lot of things in Vegas at one time or another.
Yeah, so.
Never thought I'd miss that town so much as I have the past 12 months.
Right. Okay, looks like he's taking the jump shot where he could just shoot the 2-7 combo. So, something you don't see very often, jumping over your own ball to get to another one, right?
That's how confident he is with that jump cue,
yeah, absolutely. I wasn't doubting it at all, just something you don't see very often, so kind of feel like a Feder Gorst. He might have done the same thing, as great as he is with the jump cue.
He likes to jump, huh?
Well, I don't know about liking it, but he sure is good at it, I'll tell you that. So, all right. Looking to play a little more strategic here. He could play the 3, of course, but you can see a lot of trouble, so he's trying to roll this in to maybe get something created his way, and if he doesn't make it, maybe leave things. Oh, watch out, cue ball. So that's going to hurt, and that's going to leave a good position for Blake to get at this 13, then get at the 11, then play the 10 off the 3 in the side, and probably get out. Yeah, no problems there. You see he took that quick peek at the 10 now. I would get on the 11 first, myself. Okay, ooh, he got a little thin here now. Getting on the 11 off of this ball. Little tricky. He may come into the 2. He may not even try it. See, he's just going to come across. Oh, he did get between them. All right.
Split the goalposts.
Yeah, that's cue ball control. I'll tell you that. Okay, coming down. Probably would have wanted a little more out of that, but he's okay. Can't afford no misses, that's for sure. Ooh, squeaked that one in a little bit. It's all right, though. Now he should follow down a little. Not a whole lot, but at least a little bit. He's straight, so he'd like to get to the end rail, but when you're straight, you're not going to flirt with it, getting that close. So he ain't going to do much. Just going to take and draw this ball out of the pocket for the 8 in the lower right.
As we mentioned, Blake doesn't waste much time. Pockets that 8 ball, and we are now tied at 2 games apiece here. One more game of 8 ball before we switch over to the 9 ball set. Blake will have the break in this final game of 8 ball. Jeremy, so what's next for you, buddy? Heading back to Texas, hanging around?
Yeah, I got a lot of people waiting on me for lessons back home. I'm gonna do a little bit of private lessons here in Florida before I head back, and then got to do some commentary on a couple of big matches coming up.
Nice.
Yeah, and then just more work. Actually, gonna get to play at the end of April, which I'm very happy about.
There you go.
Yeah, it's my 50th birthday, so a little birthday present to myself. Get to play a little bit. My wife said go do it, so.
Nice.
Yeah, it's actually going to be back here in Florida in Tallahassee
Okay.
for what looks like it's going to be a really nice event at Zingali's.
Yeah, we talked about Zingali's at the beginning of the tournament. I don't remember who somebody was playing out of there.
Yeah.
Popular place up in the Panhandle region of Florida.
Yep. Hopefully it won't be too crazy there. It'll be finals week for the kids, so I know Florida State can be your arch enemy.
Yeah.
I hate to bring it up, but
I don't know if they actually go to finals up there. I'm not sure the quality education you're going to get in Tallahassee.
That's funny.
But,
ACC,
it's not a bad place to go, I guess, if you can't get into the University of Florida.
Right. It's
Go
near.
Gators.
You can go visit
Chomp
Gainesville
chomp.
a lot easier, right? So.
Sorry, I can't waste an opportunity to.
Ooh, I can't. This is a little surprising. I thought he had a shot at the 15, and that's exactly what you would want, is the 15 to bump open the 12 and then have the 14 left. So this tells me maybe he can't get at the 15, and maybe the 15 doesn't go by the 4. So kind of, painting himself into a little bit of a corner here. Let's see if he can get out of it. So he's got to go by the 5 and then back in between the 5-8 coming back down table. Boy, he'd like to just get anything here. Like I said, a little bit of painting himself into a corner, and I'm not sure he's going to be able to get out of it.
Saw some comments about jump cues. Of course, jump cues are allowed here at the U.S. Amateur Championship, as well as APA Masters play. Not permitted in standard league play, and the reason for that is we believe it tends to give the advantage, a greater advantage to the higher skilled player. But also, a lot of locations aren't so favorable about less skilled players executing jump shots on their tablecloth, and that can cause some problems. So we try to restrict that to those that we know can execute it correctly, not cause any damage.
Nice shot. Got that one down, and he knew he couldn't hit it very hard. He didn't want to bump the 13 or the 15 in front of that 4. So you would say a little bit of a blood tester there, having to roll that 7 in. Okay, coming down for the 3. Doesn't want to get too thin. That should work. Now he can drop on the 5, and good chance Dan Gambill takes a 3-2 lead into the 9 ball the way these are laying.
A couple questions, Jeremy. You mentioned the lessons and stuff that you do. For anybody that's interested in potentially working with you, I guess just reach out to you on Facebook. Is that the best way to do it?
Yeah, that's the best way. I'll have some other accommodations hopefully soon.
So find Jeremy on Facebook, send him a message on there, and see if he can't work out something with you. He's a busy guy, though.
Yeah, I'll be going to do some at the first, like around the start of the second week in San Antonio for maybe a week, and we have some clinics and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you do all like one-on-one? Do you do group stuff? How does that work?
I do both, but I mean, the one-on-one's the best. But I mean, I've done some groups before, that's for sure, and try and just keep track wherever we go. I mean, I'm doing a lot of work with Joey Gray, which is great. But wherever we go, we're always trying to do a free junior clinic.
Nice.
Yeah, so
get those young players playing.
Yeah, absolutely. If you see us around, that usually comes with a junior clinic. So if you have some kids that are interested, definitely it'd be worth their time, and we'd love to see them. All right. All right, he's got a choice here. He can draw, or he can go top inside around the 13, which is what I kind of like, but either way, can't go wrong. I'm sure made that look easy. It looked like the draw was probably the correct shot. All right, we're going to change to 9 ball. And don't you think, I mean, anytime you win the little mini session inside the session, you got to be happy,
good,
right?
Yeah. Got to feel good. Plus, you get that first break in the 9-ball set.
Absolutely.
Always important to control the break if you can here. You just never know once a guy gets up in this tournament how long it might be before you get another chance. So.
Yeah, we haven't seen like, huge package, but we've seen, a break and run, a couple break and runs, another one here and there. So.
We saw some this morning. Which match was that? The Shearman match where he went on a tear? Was that the first?
In the final four,
the first match
final
we
four
saw
of the
today.
winner's side.
Well, the days start blending together. I can't even remember who we saw this morning.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that I've noticed this event, which kind of expect it with you guys, it's been drama-free the whole weekend. Players have been great. Ladies were great. Guys were great.
That's one of the great things about this particular event. I mean, you see the sportsmanship with these guys, and, you know, there's definitely a deep passion for the game with the guys that participate in this event. Obviously, there's no prize. There's no cash prize, at least, at the end. So I don't know if that changes things or what it is. But you can tell these guys really are just passionate. They love the game, and they love to be able to go head-to-head in this environment.
They're trying to win. I mean, there is no doubt about it. Big dry break there at 3-2 for Dan, and a nice shot on the 1. You can see it. Now he's got to kind of force this to get a little closer to the 2. Now he's really got to work the ball to get on the 3. Well, a few chinks in the armor for Blake here in this match. Nice draw stroke here from Dan, and you know he's got to work from the 4 to the 5, of course, and definitely some other things he's got to get done in this rack. But a great opportunity to get a 2-game lead. There haven't been many 2-game leads on Blake in this tournament. I'm guessing.
Sir.
There's Murdoch. Saw Murdoch going for a walk this morning whenever I was leaving the hotel.
Murdoch and Kara have been manning the controls here all week at the U.S. Amateur Championship, keeping the stream running, the cameras working, the sound on. That's not an easy job, I can assure you, to get all this equipment set up.
Well,
they've done a great job.
Yeah, they have to really know what's going on all ends. Takes care of us, take care of the other people working the other end of the pool room, and knowing all the players and whatnot. So
they make it easy on us. We show up, throw headsets on, and we're off and running. So we appreciate all their hard work, and I know you folks do too.
Nice shot there, huge shot there. Now the 8 ball becomes a little bit of an issue here because I think he's a little too thin just to draw the ball, so he's got to kind of use 2 cushions here, I'm guessing. That's why he's taking a little extra time. If he hits the 8, could be problems. Oh, he's kind of pulled it back, and tell you what, he's a tall guy, so reaching this shouldn't be a problem. And a great decision, really. Now the angle fooled me a little bit, but I think he actually kind of worked that angle a little bit, made it look easier than it really was. I'll tell you, I would think that Blake would tell you, you know, he prefers the 9-ball side of things, so he's going to probably be down 2 games, but he's got to get it going. Dan's another one of those guys, right? I was talking about, who was it yesterday? But one of those guys that doesn't seem like he's doing a whole lot to you. You know, he's just kind of, you know, not real flashy, none of that, but just keeps running out. And obviously, in this position of the final 3 players, he's had a great weekend.
Daniel looking for his first opportunity to secure a U.S. Amateur Championship title in the final for the first time since 2016. Blake Baker looking to return to the final. Defend his title.
Don't see anything down yet. And Blake's going to get another good starter on the 1. A little easier access to the 2 here. The 3's open, the 4's near. So got to work from the 5 to the 6 though. That's not an easy position, that's for sure.
Pockets that 1 in the corner.
Okay, now in prime position. Gonna kind of just stop his ball is what I like here. That gives you a nice little angle on the 4 to go the end rail and get nice and heavy on the 5, which is what you want. He kind of stunned forward. Now he's got to draw into position to get kind of heavy on the 5. Now he's a right-hander, so reaching it should be fine here in a moment. Well, I don't know. Kind of bounced on him a little bit.
Ben had a question about whether you can call this a true amateur championship if it's only limited to APA players. Of course, as we mentioned, this event is open to both APA and non-APA members. You don't have to be an APA member to compete in this event. You do have to win a preliminary round to get here, but you certainly don't have to be an APA member. So,
well,
no handicaps used in this event.
Yeah, and he's ended up quite a bit short here. So again, like I talked about earlier, timing off a little bit for Blake for some reason in this match. Played a real solid one in the last against Josh Watson. Now he's got to kind of kill the cue ball a little bit with a little right English, I think. So he's going to have a little bit of a tester on the 8 as well. Should be okay, but not easy. He's right on that angle to where, hey, do I float it? Do I go back and forth? I like the back and forth to play the 9 in the lower right-hand corner. That looks like the shot to me. Like that. Nice shot. And you wouldn't say this game was a must, but you wouldn't want to go any further. Trailing by 3 games, now 4-3. Instead of 5-2.
With the break.
Definitely one of his assets, biggest assets, the break shot. We know these days you got to have it if you're gonna play any of these games really. 8-ball, 9-ball, 10-ball, doesn't matter. Blake's going to go the side rail. He's trying to hopefully make the corner ball, the 8, or the 1 on the side. No corner ball, no 1 on the side. 2 just missed. Well, Dan's going to get a great starter to get back to that 2-game lead, but inching closer to the finish line.
A lot of dry breaks.
Yeah.
I feel like we've seen that throughout the tournament.
All right, he's got to manage coming past the 4 and the 6. That's about it. Looks like that should be enough. Would like a little more out of it. Now he's got to really slow roll the 2 or maybe kill it with a hair of inside English maybe. All right, in a good spot now. I'd play the 4 in the corner here. A lot of people try to move for the side. He moved it perfectly, it looks like. So I'll tell you what, it's nice when you're a tall guy like that. Looks like to me them stretches are nothing for Dan.
Yeah, and he is somebody had asked how tall he is. I'm not exactly sure how tall he is, but
he's
I'm
tall.
guessing 6'3", maybe taller.
Yeah,
He's
he
a tall guy. Thin guy too, so
2, 3, 4 inches taller than me, and I'm right at 6'2". So
okay, so he's maybe 6'5".
yeah, he's a tall guy.
Looks like he could probably dunk a basketball just as well as he can pocket an 8-ball.
And he's got a little bit on the wrong side of this 6, but I think he's close enough to it. He can just kind of hold the cue ball a little. Oh, it looks like he's going to move it. Oh, that's perfect.
6-4 officially. Alan Gamble, his brother, weighs in on that, so I think he's in the know. Both the brothers pretty tall guys. Good fishermen, I think, too. I think when we used to be over at the Doubletree, they'd bring down their poles and toss them in the bay there. I don't know if Daniel's had time to do that since he's been here, but
Well, he definitely plays with a extra lengthy cue, so. And I don't mind that. Kind of fits his build a little bit. All right. Clean out there to get that 2-game lead back, and like I said, inching closer to that finish line.
It is that magic number of 7.
5-3, Dan Gamble against our defending champion.
Yep, the winner of this match moves on to the final. The loser will finish in 3rd place in this year's U.S. Amateur Championship. I see Jason Shearman on the floor watching this match on the TV screen, awaiting his opponent. We are in continuous play today here at Strokers, so shortly after this match wraps up, we'll kick off the final match.
Yeah, the guys will probably take just a couple minutes in between. Oh, great break. Hit him well. He's going to get rewarded with a nice starter on the 2, and you can see the 4
Wow.
near, I'll tell you.
3 balls on the break. That's impressive.
And he unloaded on that one. He didn't hold back at all. I like seeing that too. I know it's just the break shot. You'd like to see it on all shots, but sometimes in these big moments, even on the break, players can get a little timid and kind of steer it a little bit. I like seeing him not back off.
A run out here would put him on the hill.
And it looks like to me, I don't know Dan, but it looks like to me he's just getting a little more rhythm, a little more comfort, more confidence every shot. So
He's a strong player, as we mentioned. 13 appearances here at the USAM. Has finished as high as runner-up, so we'll see if this is his year. But first he's got to get through this rack and needs one more big game if he's going to knock off the defending champion. Like Jeremy said, he seems to be getting in a little bit of a groove here.
yeah, and it's kind of out of Blake's hands, you know. So 6-3, it looks like. Wow,
That it is.
impressive.
Dan Gamble now on the hill. Needs one more game.
You guys having a little chat. Looks like a fun chat. All right, we'll see again. Don't get timid on the last one. Like I said the other day, I made the big mistake of, oh man, my last break, make sure you don't scratch, and then I don't hit them worth a hoot. So keep doing what you're doing, Dan. Yeah, he went ahead and unloaded. Now the cue ball got a couple awful kisses, though.
Yeah, and he scratched there, so.
Yeah.
Dry break, scratch in the corner. Chance for Blake to pick up another game potentially here.
Yeah, it's just what the doctor ordered if you're Blake Baker. And not an easy out, though. I mean, he's got to get on the 3 way down table. He's got to get it on it nicely because of the 7's got it a little covered up, right? So if you don't get it on it well, it can really make it very difficult to get back on the 4, which is back down table near the 8. So Blake will earn this one if he gets out, and really earn it considering his opponent's on the hill.
Mm-hmm.
He's trying to find a pocket. He got one. And he may have ended up just perfect here to go forward. I don't know. It's close. Yeah, that angle shows us that's tough. And it doesn't appear the 5 passes the 9. So may just ease into there like that. And knowing that he's going to have to cut the 5 and disrupt the 6 and 9. But I like a high ball here. Might make the 9 as well.
That's what I was wondering. Comes off the 5 into that 9. Just
Yeah,
like
just
so.
Oh, he missed the 5. So
Missed
good
the
thing the
5, but he
9
got
went
the
down.
9, and picks up a quick game there.
And what happens there is you kind of defy anatomy a little bit. You got one eye on the 5 and one eye on the 9.
Yep, got just enough, got what he needed, and he will have the break. So control of the table, at least for the time being. Chance to claw back here, just as he's been doing throughout this event from the first round on. Gotta love the fight you've seen in him, though, regardless of the outcome here, to drop your first match and make it all the way to the semifinal. That takes some serious heart. Gonna make a slight adjustment to the rack.
Looks like Blake's satisfied. So he's got to win 4 in a row. Blake does. Love to put together a breaker and run or 2. That would be.
Gets that 1 ball.
Watch out, 2 balls coming near the cue ball. I think he's going to get a nice starter here.
Yes.
Yeah. You can see the 4 a little pinned over by the 8, so nothing easy there as far as shape, but.
If you're just joining us, you're seeing semifinal round coverage of the U.S. Amateur Championship presented by the APA. From Strokers in Palm Harbor, Florida, Blake Baker at the table here.
He's a little straight and he's a little stretched, Jason, so this isn't going to be easy by any means. Yeah, he's going to have to. I don't know if he can work this ball or not, really. I mean, he's got a lot of power, this kid does, with his stroke, but just I didn't know if the angle would allow him to get the shape he wanted. And now he's in a position that he's probably got to attack. Again, one of the prettier shots in pool, the thin cut down the rail. When you're hitting it well, it just seems like it's easy. Nice shot.
Nice.
All right, it's just going to get kind of on top of the 5. All right, not out of the woods yet. And the 6 is down table. He's got to get back from the 6 to the 7. You can see the 8 and 9 very, very accessible, but everything else is just kind of tough. I don't think he can go forward easily. I think the cue ball may get lost in that corner pocket. He's got to draw it with a little inside and kind of spin the ball up. Ooh. Oof. He's happy. He's still at the table, though, I think. He knows he didn't hit that one exactly how he wanted, right? Okay, this shot from a little distance. One of the most commonly rattled balls when you have to draw the ball. Just something like when you hit that pocket, the rail just before it, that ball just wants to rattle, so it has to be hit clean. Nice shot. Wow.
Just hammered it under pressure. Just hammered it.
Fearless. Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my. Did he get there? I don't know if he did or not. He must have got a little snookered here. And he's just kind of wondering how. May have to curve this cue ball. But not a lot, though, so that's going to help.
Well, folks, that may be it. We'll see here. Dan Gamble's got a couple of balls to clear, but
Yeah, but real natural and very unfortunate.
That may be the end of a pretty miraculous run by the defending champ there. We'll see.
And Dan's just got to settle himself. He doesn't have to do anything with the cue ball, just a little bit below with the tip position. Bring the cue ball out a good foot. Should be fairly straight on the 9 if he can tackle this 8. There you go. So we're going to lose Blake Baker, I think, but hats off to him, right?
Absolutely. Great run for the defending champ.
And hats off to Dan Gambill after taking not his best performance in the winner's side final, but he sure did show up here in the semifinal.
Absolutely. He's going to have a chance to avenge his loss in that last round to Jason Shearman. We got Shearman, Gambill in the finals. Folks, we will have a new name on that U.S. Amateur Championship trophy by the end of the day today. We're going to take just a quick break. Again, we got continuous play, so we should be back here momentarily with the final round. Make sure you stick around. We will be right back. Thanks for tuning in.